Hello there, everybody. This is Silent Mist, and welcome to a blank world. A blank world in which we're going to have updates in, because I need to have some sort of visual distraction for you guys as I talk, just because I'm not entirely... I don't trust my talking ability to last me for as long as I'm going to need to talk. And I'd rather give you guys some visual stimulus to aid with the messages that I'm going to be conveying today. But today I have a lot of updates that I need to cover. It's going to be quite a long video. I do recommend that if you are interested in hearing this, that you do, as always, watch through the entire thing. As with all of my update videos, quite a few things are dependent on things that I'll be saying later on, or at least they should be if I can string everything together correctly. Maybe I won't, but yeah, there's just a lot to cover, and I recommend that if you are interested in the future of the channel, that you pay attention to the that you pay attention to the entire video. So, yeah, I'm going to be covering a lot of personal things, personal life things, private life, public life, YouTube, not YouTube, my channel related, and my channel not related sort of topics. Oh, look, a donkey. Oh, look, multiple donkeys. But, yeah, so I want to start off this entire update video with one fact that I need you all to know. Most of you should be entirely aware of this right now, but for those newcomers or for those who have missed previous update videos, so YouTube is a very interesting facet of my life. It is one of my most enjoyable pastimes, as I do spend quite a bit of time either making YouTube videos or preparing to make YouTube videos. And at the same time, it's a job. So it's both a hobby and a job. And therefore, I need to treat it with the respect that I'd give to both of those, being that as a hobby, it gets my time and attention because it's something I enjoy. And as a job, well, it does pay me. And being a college student that has to pay for tuition, that paycheck is actually very important. So, if it were about a year ago, if everything were the same as about a year ago, or better, this update video would probably be quite a bit different. But in the last year, I've been watching my YouTube channel slow down quite a bit, and this is a problem which is now really, really starting to make me... I really have to reconsider how I'm structuring my time because of how things are going on YouTube. Currently, YouTube, like I said, is my job. It's my only job, and a year ago, I was able to entirely justify YouTube being my only job because honestly, it paid me more than any minimum wage job that I could have ever have gotten. So I decided, okay, this is actually an entirely viable thing for me to pursue entirely. I used entirely way too many times in that sentence. And so I did. So I started dumping more time, more resources into it, and eventually it just became... It was a wonderful system of give and take where I gave it time and I took away from it both enjoyment and a paycheck. Unfortunately, things haven't been continuing the way that they once did. And this leads me to one of the changes that I'm going to be making to my channel, one of the larger changes that I'll be making to my channel on the commentary side of things. Up until this point, I really haven't been too aggressive with doing things like asking for likes or favorites, because I really didn't think they were that necessary, but I've actually been doing quite a bit of research, and I've actually known this for quite some time, that likes, favorites, and all of that stuff actually do help out quite a bit. They just end up giving your video a little bit more exposure to the elements, as in, like, if you like it, then someone you know might see it and they might watch the video, and then they in turn might like it, and then it just creates a chain of benefit, essentially, to all of those who both enjoy and to those who create the content. And wow, there are a lot of donkeys over here. But yeah, I really haven't been on top of either requesting for likes or subscriptions or favorites, or doing any of that, but I think I might be changing that a bit. I mean, obviously, I'm not going to be like, hey guys, you should like my video because if you don't, you're a stinky poo-poo face. No, I'll try not to be like invasive with it. I might throw it into the end of a video, or like I've done in previous videos before, I actually threw it into the beginning of the video and like just as a text bubble, just so people could see it. And actually, when I look at videos that I do that on and videos that I don't do that on, there is quite a huge difference in the number of likes they get. The view count, I don't know, I'd have to check them out in the long run to see what they actually turn out to be. But I assume they would probably be a little bit higher than the videos surrounding them. If anything, they've just gotten more general exposure, which is always a good thing. But yeah, so I'm going to be pushing for that a little bit more on my own channel, just because it really does help to get your name out there. And that's one thing that I really need to bring back into my channel. It's the sort of activity that I had on it about a year ago. Last summer was quite honestly the best time that I've ever had on YouTube in terms of the amount of content that I was able to make, the diversity in it, and obviously the total view count was quite was relative to that. What the heck am I trying to say? It correlated directly with the view count of those months. So yeah, there's that. So while along with that, obviously I can't just keep on I can't keep doing things the same. That's how you say. I can't keep doing things the same way that I've been doing it, and I don't actually want to deal with the nighttime. Oh, I can't even do that. Woe is me. Where is the thing? Where multiplayer settings? No. Where the heck? Okay, I guess we're gonna have to deal with the night. If anything, I can just change the difficulty to peaceful. Oh, it already is. Wonderful. I'm actually a little confused, but okay. Obviously, I can't keep going the way that... In order to change things, I can't just say, okay, I need you guys to like my stuff. I'm going to do nothing different, so like what I do. No, that's not how things can work out. So I'm going to be diversifying the content on my channel quite a bit. Obviously, you'll still be getting all of the stuff that I've been putting up to this point, like RedCubed, and we're currently doing an amplified hardcore series. That's actually a lot of fun to record. It's really easy to record as well because I don't need to have an idea of what I'm going to build beforehand. But along with all the Minecraft stuff, I'm going to try and introduce some new games to the channel. I have a couple of Let's Plays that I have planned. A couple of the equivalent of Let's Derp Around, because some of the games that I'm going to be playing, they are more enjoyable just to mess around in than to actually play them. So we're going to be doing that. On top of that, I'm going to shuffle around my commentary a little bit. By this I mean, I've noticed one thing, and, well, actually, college has taught me one thing when it comes to making YouTube videos. And just being around people in general actually has taught me this. When it comes to making good quality commentary, you really can't hold your voice back. And that's something that I felt like I did a lot this semester at college. So as you may, I'm hoping you notice, but over the last couple of weeks with the new influx of videos that I've been releasing ever since I've come on to break, I feel like my voice has become generally more enthusiastic, and I've sort of gone back to the old commentary voice that I used to use back, like, last summer when I had the house to myself. So right now I actually have the house to myself, which is why I'm doing this without any restraint, talking this way, talking loudly. But that's something I'm gonna need to work on. Like, as unfortunate as it sounds, I need to not give a crap that people are around me when I'm making videos, because this is what I have to do. I have to talk like this because it equates the best possible commentary, and releasing content that's as high quality as possible is always a good thing. So, gonna be changing up my commentary style a little bit, trying to be either a little bit more enthusiastic or a little bit more laid back. I don't actually know which style I'm going to go with. I guess whichever is more natural with me. So we're going to be diversifying stuff. And now this brings me to another point. Obviously, I'm going to be doing a lot of new things because I want to appeal to new crowds and new people. But at the same time, I obviously cannot forget about all of you guys who are currently watching my videos, all of you guys who enjoy what I've been doing up until this point. So I have a question for you. Up until this point, my entire past, what have you enjoyed the most from my channel? Like, out of all the content that I've ever released, what can you say was your favorite? Because that's what I also want to be doing. I want to do stuff that you guys enjoy and that I enjoy, and I can say with pretty high confidence that most, if not all, the stuff that I've posted on my channel is stuff that I've enjoyed. So, yeah. What did you guys like about my channel in the past, and what can I do in the future to bring that back? Like, I have some plans, actually. I've made some subtle mention to a lot of these things, like, oh, wow, I jumped 2 blocks high. That was, okay. I've made some hints towards a large project that's, well, actually, yeah, if you guys picked up on the hints, actually, there's a picture on Facebook that's, on my Facebook page, cough, cough, I have a Facebook page, cough, that gives a pretty good spoiler as to what this is. But there is a large project that I have planned with the release of the public server. That I'll be discussing that more in the near future in this video. But yeah, plans. So yeah, that. So on top of diversifying and appeasing to what you guys have liked at this point, I'm gonna probably pick up doing some minigames, and wow, this jungle is laggy. I might start doing more and more minigames because I realized, like, up until a couple of weeks ago when I played with Poet for the first time, I really hadn't played many Minecraft minigames. I just didn't find them too enjoyable. I thought they were just kind of, okay. Oh, I gotta stop traversing through the forest. The forest is too laggy. Oh my god, forest, you're disgustingly laggy. But yeah, I'm going to be trying out some minigames. After I played with Poet, I realized, oh wait, they're actually a lot of fun, and they're really easy to record, especially when you get someone who's enthusiastic with you. So I think that minigames will be a very, very fun occupation to be or a fun thing to add to my channel. Yeah, so yeah, that about covers most of the stuff relating specifically to my channel. Now I'm going to move a little bit to my own private life. Now, like I've said in the past, or in earlier parts of this video, I have been treating YouTube as my job and as actually my only job because it's, well, up until this point, it paid really well. And I really haven't had the need to get a real job, so I could just devote all of my time to, instead of going and packing groceries at, like, Walmart or something, to making more content for you guys. And that worked out really well throughout high school. And then college happened, and yeah, like I mentioned, that's a huge financial burden because I pay for a significant chunk of my own tuition, and I go to a private school, so that's not exactly cheap. So unfortunately, if things continue in this downward trend, I'm going to have to change things dramatically. I'm not going to be able to do only YouTube as a job. It's just not going to work out because I have the tuition that I need to pay at the end of the semester. And one way or another, that's going to need to be met. It would be wonderful if I could do that through only YouTube, but if things continue the way they are, and they've actually started to turn around ever since I became a lot more active since the start of my winter vacation, then it should be perfectly fine. I can continue doing things if I can turn things around. Otherwise, I'm most likely not going to stop making videos, but it's definitely going to be a huge jump from making content on a daily basis to not making content on a daily basis. Like, there's going to be a noticeable difference because I'm just going to have to spend that time that I would have been recording working at a job. It's just, I only have 24 hours every day like everybody else, and with that time, I need to manage it in the way that works out best for myself. I mean, that sounds selfish, but that's the true case for everybody. You have to make sure that the way that you structure your time works out. On top of that, I'm going to be a full-time college student. I have been a full-time college student up until this point, and I don't intend on changing that unless things really turn around on YouTube, which in that case I can seriously consider taking a break from college just to pursue YouTube, but we're nowhere near that point right now. But yeah, that's an unfortunate pill that I really don't want to swallow, and I don't have to yet. I've actually given myself a deadline to, like, turn things around. Like, I'm giving myself until pretty much this time next year to make things work out. And it's actually a bit of a gamble on my part because I might need to take out a student loan here or there to compensate for the fact that I don't have a job. And that's one goal that I've had throughout college, or throughout high school, was to get through college without any student loans. So yeah, it's kind of a predicament, but that is my life, and this is a risk that I'm willing to take. I am willing to give YouTube another year of moving forward without regret or without doubt before I seriously reconsider what I need to do. Now, once again, I'd like to say, the way that I've been talking about YouTube as a very job-centered thing instead of an enjoyment thing, and really when it comes to discussing things like this, there's no point in saying, oh, I love YouTube, it's a great hobby, I have fun, because it does matter, but at the same time, it's almost trivial because it's something that I enjoy that I can't show any sort of end result for other than my own personal intrinsic happiness. So I do want to continue to stress the point that I do treat YouTube as much of a hobby as a hobby as I do a job. It's just when it comes to discussing this, it's really, you can't really talk about the hobby half of it without it sounding just sort of lame and pointless. And I mean, most hobbies could be construed as that, lame and pointless, but in the end, it's just your personal enjoyment that matters, and I do very much enjoy making this. I'm having a blast recording this video, actually, even though I'm not really doing anything. I just like talking, I guess. But, so that's the state of my personal life. Now I need to move on to a different topic altogether. The public server, the Minecraft RedCubed public server. As you all know, we started an Indiegogo campaign. Excuse me, my voice. We started an Indiegogo campaign to raise money for a public server in September. No, was it August? It might have been August. So, the biggest problem throughout the entire life of the RedCube public server was our organization, both mine and both the actions of others. Now, I think I've mentioned this before when it comes to my policies of running the server, where I like to have the responsibility. I don't like distributing out responsibilities just because if there's a problem, I don't want it to be on anyone but me. I don't want to have a large-scale problem, like something so bad where RedCube has to shut down because of the fault of someone else. Therefore, I don't grant responsibilities that people could ever, like, no one has any responsibilities that could ever result in that happening. If it's going to happen, it's going to be my fault. So, one policy that we had to make because due to the results of some actions that happened with the Indiegogo campaign is anything with the RedCube name needs to be approved by me before it can happen. What actually happened with the public server, with the Indiegogo campaign, is it was launched without my, like, green lights. It was just, I was actually traveling back from New Jersey one day, or was I traveling to New Jersey? I was in transit one day going somewhere, and I just decided to hook up my phone to my laptop, tether them together, and we've been talking about the public server, raising funds to make it a thing, and we were just talking about it. And then they tell me they launched the campaign, and I was just like, wait, what? So that was a moment where I was just like, okay, take it down. All of these perks we're giving out, we need to redo them altogether because a lot of these are not feasible to do in Minecraft or in buckets just because they'll be extraordinarily tedious or there is nothing that currently can actually do this. So that's actually why the public server campaign was taken down for all of you people who donated right when it went up. And then the perks got changed. It was because a lot of those perks were either in the wrong place or just all flat out incorrect. Now, I don't want to point any specific fingers to people. It's just we had that problem, and that was the first of many problems to follow. So the Indiegogo campaign started, and this was yet another shortcoming on planning, and yeah. The campaign ended pretty much right as college started for me. And now, college, for you guys who watch my vlog, yes, it's a lot of fun, but yes, it is also a fair bit of work and time that I need to put into it. And as you all probably noticed from my first semester at college, the number of YouTube videos that I made plummeted to a very small amount. There was a time where I think I took about a month-long break just because, along with me having things to do, between academic and social obligations. The room that I was living in, the quad that I was living in with everybody, I was living with 3 other people. I had no privacy to myself in that room, and I was not comfortable recording videos around them, so I didn't. On top of that, I didn't enjoy spending time in there, so quite often I was away from my computer, so I really couldn't start working on the public server with the speed that I wanted to. So we've actually had a lot of very heated arguments within our chat room about the state of the public server because things slowed down to nothing. Pretty much, we have a lot of problems with the way that things are structured right now on the server, being that I shouldn't say we only recently. We finished building spawn finally not too long ago, about a month ago, the main spawn. And it actually took a lot longer than I was hoping because our build team currently doesn't exist. We have, I think, 2 or 3 people a part of our RedCubed community that are working on building, and it's very on and off for them because, well, they have a lot of other things that they need to do, and this is perfectly fine. I understand. It's just not something that I want. So, due to the fact that we don't have a build team, the greater majority of the builds that we need to have the full successful launch they don't exist because we don't have the people that are capable of building them. Like, obviously, using myself as an example, I am not a good builder. I can do a lot of back-end stuff, but I cannot build. So we need to get other people that can build. A lot of people on the server are on the same boat. A lot of people aren't on the server, but at the same time, a lot of the people on the server have other obligations that they need to attend to, so they can't be builders on the server. So this is one thing that we're going to be doing. We are almost ready to launch for the early access members. Now, when we put together the campaign, we had the early access members. They'd be able to get on when we were still constructing things, so it's almost okay for them to get on right now. The only problem, the single largest problem, is the new Minecraft 1.7 update. Now, it's a wonderful update, don't get me wrong, but it was a massive, massive change in code on Mojang's end. They changed a lot of things, from the rendering engine to biomes to just netcode in general. So a lot of plugins, no, Bucket even. Bucket was only recently updated a couple of weeks ago to 1.7. And then after the update, that's when I was able to generate all of the normal worlds because I wanted all the new worlds to be in the 1.7 terrain. So we generated the worlds with the 1.7 buckets, actually Spigot, because Spigot is, in my opinion, a better version of Bucket. So they did that. And then I went to go update the plugins. And then I realized, oh my god, so many of these plugins have not been updated yet. We don't have a permission system on our server right now, because from what I can tell, I think PEX Permissions X has been updated, but that's not the permission system we use. We use B permissions, and at least as of a couple of days ago when I last checked, it has not yet been updated. Our permission system is completely written, and I have no intentions of rewriting it because it's very large. There are lots of dependencies on the permission side of things that require us, well, pretty much there's no hope of me porting over the permission system because I just need to rewrite it from scratch just because of all the stuff that we have in there and all of the stuff that is different in a different permission system. So I think it is safe. I say this with a very, very unsure tone. I think it is safe for us to launch the server for the early access people, even though we don't have a permission system. We actually have like an ultimatum, not even an ultimatum, just a quick note just saying, you are currently on a server with no permission systems. Granted, there are lots of things that you cannot use due to the way that the server just works. If you are caught abusing anything that we don't know about, you will have your early access status revoked, or your donation status revoked, and you will be removed from the early access list just because I don't know what does and what doesn't work for people that don't have permissions. Like, I'm pretty sure, I'm not entirely sure that people that don't have any permissions nodes that are just in the default not op class cannot use world edit. But let's say they could. Obviously, we'd have to have a huge rule in effect where if you touch world edit, you will be banned. Because that's just something that people can't you can't have normal users use that because it'll just cause a lot of problems. So yeah, the public server has been almost nothing but headache and problems because of just poorly timed issues, bad management, and just unfortunate things happening at unfortunate times. Yeah, so I'm hoping that we'll be able to get the early access people on as soon as possible. I do fully understand that we had originally promised to get these people on, or we'd said that we'd want to get everyone on by mid-October. And then obviously that date came and passed. That month came and passed, and so did the next. And here we are in January, and we still haven't officially launched yet. Even after we get the early access people on, the one thing we're going to need to do is finish building stuff, so we're not even going to be able to do a full launch for quite some time, unless we can get a really good build team. And this is actually one really large tangent that I've gone on to go back to the original point that I was going to, or the original thing I was going to say, although all of this stuff was stuff that I needed to cover. But we need a build team, and we're going to be looking for a build team. We need as many talented builders as we can get that can work together in a team. So, if you think that you're a good builder and you would like to help us construct the public server and all of the aspects behind it, please, please, please do send me some PMs with images of things that you've built, because, well, I need to know that you're a good builder before I let you onto the server. It's just the way that we do things. So yeah, we are looking for builders to help us really bring all of our really, really big ideas into reality. All of these things are huge, huge leaps of faith that we're making, because a lot of the stuff that we want to do is either stuff that hasn't been done yet or stuff that we ourselves are not capable of doing, but others might be. So in order to really make the server what I had planned it to be, like the experience that I wanted it, we're gonna need the help of you guys. So yeah that's it bluntly. We need you guys to make our ideas a reality for you guys, and hopefully we'll be able to get things slowly towards what we want to do. It's gonna be a very, very incremental launch for the public server, as in things are not going to be done for quite some time, but we'll hopefully be able to get people on and get them started before things are being done. Like, the single largest thing that we're going to be doing, I don't see getting done for months, because it's just, it not only does it require a lot of building, but it also requires custom plugins that just don't exist yet. So, yeah, that's a thing. Custom plugins, and we need to get some, and those take time, effort, and resources to get. So that's actually going to be a significant chunk, probably, of what you guys donated that's going to be going towards that plugin development, because we have some really good ideas, and obviously a lot of these I can't share with you because I don't want other people taking them from me, because I thought of them. Dang it. Actually, a lot of these ideas are based off of not other Minecraft servers or other games, but from anything from anime that I've watched in the past that I thought, hey, this would be a really cool idea to actually implement in a game, to just random things that I've seen here and there as a college student, to, I don't know, suggestions, even a couple of suggestions by you guys, and actually I'm drawing a couple of ideas from previous servers that I've hosted. So yeah, it's going to be a lot of work to get everything done, and I just want to tell you guys that no, I haven't just taken the money and run away. It's still all sitting there. Actually, most of it's sitting there. I've been a little bit of it's been used for some of the perks that we had a couple of perks where you could donate and get a Minecraft account, and that was, some of the money went to that. Some of the money is currently going towards hosting the private RedCubed server, and in the future, some of it will be going, or a lot of it will be going to plugin development. We're going to try our hardest not to spend that much of it on the actual server. We might be able to get sponsored by a Minecraft server if we or by a hosting company if we can promise to drive in traffic to them. So who knows? This is all stuff that we're gonna have to figure out. All stuff that's going to take some time to do. So yeah, I guess with that pretty much covers everything that I wanted to talk about. Is just a really, really brief recap of what we went over in this video. I pretty much just explained that my current situation with YouTube as a hobby and a job, how it looks in the future, how I'm hoping it looks in the future, and how I don't want it to end up in the future, but it is all, unfortunately, a possibility. And yeah, I think other than that, diversifying content while at the same time bringing back some older concepts that you guys really enjoyed, changing commentary a little bit, just a little bit, to find the optimal sort of way of talking. And actually, like, I really want to return to my really good way of talking, because I used to be a fantastic speaker, and then I went like 4 months without making barely any content, and my talking skills sort of degraded a little bit. Let's not have that happen. And then obviously the large white elephant that was just talked about, the is it even the large elephant in the room? White elephant party. I don't even know what a white elephant party is, but the public server, what's happened in the past and what will happen in the future, hopefully. So, yeah. Now that that's all been said and done, I do hope that you all enjoyed this longish update. I actually recorded this update with DxTory instead of Fraps. I don't think I mentioned that in the beginning, because I think I mentioned that in my first take of this. Actually, the second take of this. The first take I had to scrap. It was done, 26 minutes long. I actually think this one might be a little bit longer because I went a little bit more into depth with a couple of things, but it was done, and then I went to go edit it later on that night, and the way that Fraps records things, and this is not the reason why I'm switching from Fraps to DxTory, I want to switch between the two of them because it lets me record separate audio streams. Like, I can record my microphone audio and the game audio together without having to use Audition, which is really nice because I can actually make really easy jump cuts because of this now. But I digress. I was recording... I went to go edit the footage, and Fraps names all the files after the program that they were recorded in, so it should say Minecraft and then the time that it was recorded at. There was no Minecraft clip in that folder. There was a Google Chrome clip. I have a Google Docs page open on my other monitor with all the topics that I wanted to talk about in this update. Apparently, I recorded that instead of Minecraft, so it would have been Let's Play Google Docs with awkward Minecraft sounds in the background, and that's not what I wanted to post. So I decided to redo it, and yep, here I am, recording with DxTory now. Not because Fraps disappointed me, but just because it'll make editing easier in the future if I decide to make cuts. But once again, I digress. So that's going to be all for now. I do hope you enjoyed this update. And I guess I will see you all in my next video whenever that'll go up. Hopefully, well, it shouldn't be too long after this video goes up, but yeah. So until then, see y'all later. Farewell.